Oh yeah, as their head coach. So maybe if he has some decisions or he has a little bit of pull in the draft room or in the war room, and he really really loves a defensive player, maybe he goes that side of the ball. However, he has been pretty adamant when he speaks that he is looking for a quarterback, and he understands that quarterback is the position that really really is the nucleus of a stable NFL team. So I do think he would like to get a franchise guy. However, I think that they got to stay put just due to their assets at 13. And I think that they're hoping that either Bo Nix or Penix falls to him. I think that they're hoping that if it is Penix, he's a day one starter. And I think that and with the Raiders have going on, I do think Penix is the perfect quarterback for their situation. He's used to targeting number one wide receivers. He understands getting through progressions, and there's film of him throwing it to the third option in a route, or there's places where he's been in trouble and he just goes to his number one guy deep, and he throws a nice ball that he's able to contestically catch. And if you're the Raiders right now, I think a quarterback like that automatically upgrades your team, and maybe it doesn't put you in playoff contention or the contention for the division title because you are facing the Chiefs, but they would be a fun team to watch, and their future would be very, very bright considering all the other blue chip players that they have on the roster right now.
Yeah, for sure. Side note, didn't realize this, but they also signed Gardner Minshew. So overall, I feel like, they're in a better position regardless than, the Broncos, who is right in front of them. So that whole second run of quarterbacks should be interesting. You have three teams in a row that need quarterback, similar to the first three in the beginning of the draft. So yeah, I mean, the Raiders, I think they're going to be pretty competitive. They finally have a coach that, they learned from their last mistake, which is stop going for these big swings with the big names. The Raiders just seem like a team and a culture where Antonio Pierce is just perfect for it. He understands the game. He played linebacker. We talked about how these bald linebackers are making for great coaches. And, I'm biased though. He won a Super Bowl with us back in the day. So, but that's what they need. So you have structure in terms of coaching. Now go get that structure at quarterback, because you have your number one wide receiver and you have a pass rusher and you have somebody in the middle of that D line. So I think they're almost there. I wouldn't call them sleepers, but they're getting somewhere.
True, true. Well, I want to move on to the next team in the division. No other than the team you were just talking about, Dom, Denver Broncos. Are the
Let's rock.
Broncos? Oh God! Oh no! Oh no! Shout out Future though. Are the Broncos making the right move by relying on a rookie QB?
You want to take this away, Austin?
I don't think that it's like a right or a wrong move. I think it's just what the situation calls for. They brought over Sean Payton. Sean Payton wasn't a big fan of Russ. And while Russ didn't have one of the best seasons in the NFL, near the end, he did play pretty well. However, it just wasn't a fit, and they didn't like the salary cap situation that they were in because of Russell Wilson. So, they have a situation going on where they wanted to get rid of the person that they thought was going to be their franchise quarterback, which leaves you with no quarterback at all. I don't think that they like the situation that they're in. I just think that they're understanding that this is part of a rebuild process. We're going to have to take on some dead cap. We're going to have to shed some of our older players. We're going to get rid of some of our players that could possibly be cancerous to the locker room. We're going to get our guys in here, and we're going to create our culture. These are the first steps that you got to take in regards to doing that. However, they do have the 12th pick in the draft. Again, same situation. I think that they are hopeful that one of these quarterbacks that are supposed to be considered more than serviceable are able to fall to them at that 12 spot, and they're able to select someone of the likes of Bo Nix or Michael Penix to run the offense. They do still have a few good, decent pieces in place. However, they're all young. I think that Marvin Mims is a very good wide receiver, and I think that Javonte Williams is a pretty good running back. Also, those are positions that they'll probably take shots at in the draft too. I just think that they're in a rebuilding process right now, and the quarterback situation is something that they can't control. They'll probably won't have that good of a season this year. Probably might win maybe 4 to 5 games, and then next year they'll be in a better situation to where they can select a franchise quarterback.
Do you think Russell Wilson is worth like that many wins? Because then they win like 7 games this year.
Yeah,
I could double check that right
Russell
quick.
Russell Wilson's worth more wins than most backup quarterbacks in the NFL. So, yeah, I mean, people might not like the money he was getting paid.
Ooh,
They
the
might not like the fact
Broncos.
that they gave up.
The Broncos had 8 wins. They had eight
Yeah.
wins.
So I think they'll be just off the strength of Sean Payton, and if they get their guy, in our mock, had him going Bo Nix, just feels like his type of player. The reason why he didn't like Russell Wilson, obviously, it wasn't a personality fit, but in terms of what Sean Payton likes to do, think about his career with the Saints. He had Drew Brees, accurate, stays in the pocket, isn't remixing the play at all, isn't trying to rely on his legs. So you take Bo Nix, who has like the most experience as a college quarterback, damn near like we've seen, and I feel like that'd be his guy. And they have enough weapons. Like even though they got rid of Judy, which I think they were just ready to move on with that. Like I just feel like the conversation was always, man, when's he going to reach his full potential? But Cortland Sutton does his thing. Marvin Mims is looking really good. You still have Tim Patrick. Dulcich, pretty underrated tight end. So they have the weapons. What do you think about them letting Justin Simmons go though? I know they need the cap space and
They're just
whatnot,
getting
but
younger. They let go of anybody that was over like 23, 24 years old is not on this football team anymore. I mean, it's really like, I mean, outside of Garrett Bowles, they let go of almost all the veterans on their roster.